Don't Bambies. All right, gonna do a walk around of the truck. This is a 99 Dodge Ram 2500 with the 24 valve Cummins automatic transmission, 4x4. It has about 200,000 miles on it, runs good, it's been diligently maintained. We've had this truck for about 10 years, 11 years now. Kind of went through everything back in 2020. That's when we did most of the build on it. Sat in mostly stock form until then. And then that's when we got the four-wheel camper, did the custom bed, the wrap, and some of the other stuff like bumpers and swing out and such. So for starters, just kind of go over the basics. So this is a short bed extended cab truck, clearly. It has a four-wheel camper Hawk, 2020 Hawk. It's a slide-in model, so this camper could slide into really any pickup truck bed. What makes this truck unique is the bed configuration is fully custom. So we'll go through some of the running gear on this truck first. Like I said, this is the four-wheel drive Ram. It has a Dana 60 in the front and a Dana 70 in the rear with a limited slip. Has factory 354 gears, I believe. And we're running 35-inch tires, which was exactly where we wanted our tire size and gear ratio. It cruises on the freeway at 70 at about 1,800 RPMs, which is a nice cruising setup. So we're running 35-inch Nitto ridge grapplers on some KMC wheels. Trail ready bumper in the front with the Baja bar, and this one has the receiver add-on for our hammock mounts, of course. We're not running a winch currently, and there's space for more lights. We're just running the fogs right now, but pretty big pocket for the winch. I'm guessing you could probably fit a 12 or 16K winch in there. We are running factory front springs. This will come over this other side. Factory front springs with a Fox 2.0 remote reservoir shock. Same shocks in the rear. These are custom tuned by AccuTune because our rig weighs a little more than a stock tune warrants on these shocks. So handles well, drives nice on the road, handles off-road well, you know, small stuff like washboard and bumpy roads really well. So we have the typical Dodge steering fixers, the bearing for the steering box, as well as the track bar from it's a third gen style track bar, aftermarket Synergy manufacturing, bracket and bar. We're running the Borgeson steering box and shaft, so the steering feels nice and tight for a Dodge. We are running the Synergy lower control arms. These are way beefier than the stock formed ones, which are nice because they are the ones that are going to come in contact first. They also are slightly longer, so you end up with more caster, which helps for steering drivability on these trucks. As far as the rear suspension, I can get a photo of it. Stock leaf springs, and we're running aftermarket Hellwig airbags on the Daystar cradles. So there you can see Daystar cradles right there. So when the truck droops out, the airbag is hanging in the air and the rear axle is suspended. Gives you full wheel travel and doesn't hinder your performance. Same thing, Fox 2.0 remote reservoir, custom tuned by AccuTune in the rear. Yeah, mostly stock suspension. That's good. I guess since we touched on the bumper in the front, I'll go over the bumper in the rear too. This is a custom-made in-house rear bumper. It is a square tube bumper with some tie downs or some toe points over there. Over there, we got an integrated trailer hitch, keeps it up nice and tall for a good departure angle. It's reinforced back to the frame, so super burly. You can see the departure angle. Come back here. So there's that, and then we have the swing out spare tire carrier. It has a pinned opening system, so it will stay in a couple positions when you open it. Also have a receiver on the rear here, so this is the same size as a standard 2-inch receiver, so you can put your bike rack in there, your cargo carrier, whatever you want. And the cool thing is that it will swing out as you swing the spare tire out, getting it completely out of the way. Full 35-inch spare on the back, matches the rest of them. All right, so moving on to the engine, powertrain. Kept this truck mostly stock, fixed things as they needed to be fixed. Like I said earlier, was diligent about maintaining it. As you can see, we have a aftermarket intake. This is the S&B intake. Doesn't hardly look like it, but it's an aftermarket intake manifold, a 3-piece to eliminate the stock 1-piece that is prone to cracking. 4-inch MBRP exhaust. Yeah, really don't. It stays nice and cool. What else? It's got the Edge Easy Tuner right here. Definitely wakes it up a little bit. Usually kept it on the mid setting. Moving on to the interior. This is a SLT package truck. So it's the leather. I believe it was the highest option you could get in 99 leather. You got some nice wood grain, faux wood grain, I believe. Interior's in really good shape. I think there's maybe one small tear in. Oh, there's a small tear right there. Overall, I think it's good shape. It's got the Husky liners for driver passenger. What else we got? This is an add-on. Add some cup holders, which is nice. Rear view camera here. You can see right now. It's pointing out the back. It adjusts the angle when you put it in reverse. It's nice. It's got a dash cam as well. Really helps visibility on this truck. We have the full assortment of gauges, including right here. We have trans temp, we have fuel pressure, we have our boost, and we have our pyro. So you can keep an eye on everything. Make sure truck's doing good. Power seats, trailer brake controller. Pretty simple. Under the back seat is 2 subwoofers. So it's got some stereo equipment. Up front is just a Alpine head unit, something like that. All the speakers have been replaced to upgraded units, so it does have a nice sound system. All right, so we'll kind of start outside the front door here. Like I said, this is a rollover couch configuration. So this guy can flip over and you can have a bed down here. Also gives you some nice storage underneath, which we modified. So you can, oh, it's a little air freshener. You can put your shoes up here or whatever on the top, and then you can have a tote with a air mattress pump in there. Or if you want something else, you can put that in there too. That worked out well for us. And then we added this mat here, which is nice, kind of all weather mat. Also retains these, so you go driving down a bumpy road, they're going to stay in place. This is just a little milk crate, little pop out trash can, some of our junk. It's a nice comfy couch. And then on this side, we have the galley. So we opted for the biggest fridge we could get, which I think is the Isotherm 130. Nice big fridge, has some freezer space as well. This is a DC fridge. Ooh, beers. DC fridge, so it just runs off the batteries. We have the dual 12 volts in here, which has been plenty of battery to run the fridge and all the other electrical appliances. This one does not have any storage above the fridge because we opted for the biggest one. But fridge space is nice. So yeah, like I said, we have the dual 12-volt batteries, and then we added a 100-watt, I believe, solar panel. The controller is back here underneath the sink. It is a Bluetooth controller, so you can monitor it on your phone. Don't need to access the actual controller itself. What else? We have the flush mount stove and sink, which is nice. Well, we'll get to the bed. Yeah, heater. Got electrical controls, some storage down here. This is access to the water pump. Small drawer, utensils, miscellaneous. This one has a hot water heater, so we have 20 gallons of fresh ambient water, which is down here, and then there's an extra 6 gallons in the water heater, which is back behind all this. And that's what this switch is for right here. It's for the hot water heater. We have water pump, have our fresh water, topped off on batteries. What do we have in here? Pots and pans. Yeah, miscellaneous. Like I said before, this is a standard four-wheel camper. Made a few modifications, but in general, this camper is not anything super custom. There's storage down here, but you can look up videos on four-wheel camper hawks, and they will go way more in depth into those. So back here, underneath this one, we have another section here for shoes, and back there is more storage. Underneath there is the dual batteries. So we opted for the king bed option in this camper. So these black rails will allow this platform to slide out, and then you backfill the space with these cushions. So we liked this because now we could sleep north-south instead of east-west. Definitely gives you some more options. There's still a nice step down here. One of the nice things about the rollover configuration is there's always a nice step when you're coming down off the bed. This is great for one person, or if my wife and I were using it, we would slide it out to either the queen or king configuration. Did the second roof vent. So we have, this is just a non-powered vent, and then we have a powered vent over here, which is switchable for the direction of the airflow. And when this camper is closed up, you can turn this vent on, and then this acts as airflow. So you can kind of pull air over you or push air out, depending on the configuration you want. We also got the Arctic pack in this, which is nice for insulation. And it also makes it a little darker in here. So if you're trying to sleep in, it's good for that too. Paper towel holder, LED lights. I think that's pretty much it. More storage. If you're not using the king bed, you can pull these cushions out and get some more storage back behind there. All these windows can open to a screen. Close them up. That. I think that's the inside of the four-wheel. Very functional, very utilitarian. Nice spot to get out of the weather. All right, I'll go through the exterior. On the driver's side, passenger side is basically just a window. This side has all the utilities. It's also the side with the galley. So this is the fridge, lower vent, upper vent, and this has some storage. We use it for our outdoor shower, jack handle, some shampoo. Not supposed to put too much stuff in here. I don't even know if you're supposed to put anything in here. It needs to be open for ventilation, so I just figured as long as it wasn't packed full of stuff, you're probably fine. This is the furnace exhaust and then shore power. So you can plug in here to get AC power inside, or if you're parked without solar, then that'll keep you topped off. This is, I'm gonna have to get my keys for that. This is storage. This is your outdoor shower. It's kind of cool. The knob actually adjusts the temperature. And then this is the hot water heater and water fill. And then on ours, we chose to route the gray water out the bottom because we have the access here. And then the hose goes down, dumps on the ground. If we're in a place where it needs to be captured, we have a collapsible 5-gallon jug in there. But many places when you're boondocking, it is not critical. So these are the turnbuckle access. They go to the inside. Don't really need those anymore because we can get our turnbuckles out here. Go over the flank here as well. So opted for a modified tie-down system. So replace the factory turnbuckles with a turnbuckle end, an eyelet style turnbuckle end. Nothing special about these. They're just heavy duty galvanized eyelet ends. But what we did down here is ran some die springs on the bottom. So that allows the camper, see if you can get that, that allows the camper to flex and not try to rip the mounting points out of the camper itself. So there's one of these on each side, or on each of the 4 corners, and then 2 on the other side. And so as the truck articulates and the weight shifts in the camper, these springs are doing all the work, and it's not stressing the turnbuckles, and it's not stressing the camper itself. And they have not come loose yet. We've had no issues with them. Really good solution overall. It's worked out well. Also have the fuel filler in here, so it's secure. It's out of sight, which is nice. One other thing we did on the bedsides here, as well as underneath the camper, is ran these slotted tie-down points. So I have, I think, about 10 of these eye bolts. They can, nope, not like that. There we go. They can turn in, lock into here. You can kind of see it underneath here. That nut locks in so you can tie down if you have some heavy stuff, or if you just want to keep stuff tidy, you mount off of here. Boom, there it is. Have a pack out with a handful of these so they can move anywhere or nowhere at all. You don't have to use them, but when you need them, it's a modular tie down system. And this is to hook up to the truck. We never did hook it up to the truck. I wanted the electrical systems separate. So we don't have the marker lights, so we don't have the marker lights, and then the camper does not charge off of the truck alternator, which has not been a problem because we have enough solar to charge the batteries. So the camper electrical system is isolated entirely from the truck battery system. So you'll never end up with a dead battery in the truck because of the camper, or vice versa. All right, so I'm gonna walk through the bed on this side. Both sides are the same. This is a sealed and lockable box. This one's also sealed. This one is open to the elements. This side is our camp kitchen setup. So this is a standard truck box latch. It's actually an off-the-shelf truck box that got modified. So as you can see, it has some of our kitchen stuff. These are not perfectly organized, but they could be. So, and then same thing on this one. So this is a stock truck box. They got modified. So it got chopped up, extended out the back. So you can see, not really. It goes back here, and then it's actually notched out for the camper right here. So it's deeper down here. There's compressors down here. So it's deeper back here than it is up here. Those are our levelers. There we go. So yeah, stock box. This is a steel box. It's all powder coated. All the steel parts on this bed are powder coated for durability. And yeah, so this is all box here. in here. So this one is similar. This one was aluminum because they actually made the size we wanted in aluminum. So we have our propane tank with our hose and adapter for the stove, and our front runner utensil kit that we like to set up over here. And then, so this is my favorite part about the bed, we have a integrated table. So one less thing to bring while we're camping. It's also quick and easy to set up. Water jug fits nicely. Stove. But yeah, so that whole open area can be used for storage, typically used for camp chairs, for any of the cooking stuff, for our portable fire pit. It can be used for whatever. It's outside, so it's going to get a little dusty and dirty and wet if you're driving through the rain. But a lot of camping gear is built for that, and it let us maximize the space around the side of the camper instead of just walling it off and having a tiny little compartment here. So one other thing we did on the flank here is moved the pivot points. I guess didn't move them, we designed them to be as low as possible. So typically on anything else you see like this, or if you have a flatbed with some truck boxes on top, the pivot point's going to be up here, which means this whole table is going to be up there, and it's also going to be closer to the vehicle. So this is nice because it gives you an extra 6-8 inches away from the vehicle when you're cooking, and it kind of gives you some room to hang off the back, and it gives you room to hang off the front, just like this water jug is. So definitely maximizes the amount of space and availability. This is all skinned with ABS plastic, so it's nice and clean when you use it, and you get some small scratches in it. It stays black and looks as nice as possible. This right here is a cover for the latch